Hey, this is Paolo.
Hey, this is Corey from Trivium.
And I want you to put your horns up.
Live and live from the Rockstar Mayhem Fest. Joe Shipton here with Paolo from Trivium. Welcome, brother.
How you doing, man?
Good, man. How's been the tour so far?
It's been sick. Last night we played Montreal, and it was insane. Insane. But every show so far has been great. This is our third show on the main stage, Mayhem, so we're just really enjoying getting to play to the maximum amount of people.
It's been great for us because we haven't toured in the U.S. in about a year and a half, so we've been really enjoying getting out on stage and playing consistently again. And the crowds have all been great, and weather's been really hot, but bearable to bring the metal. And it's a great tour to launch our new record off of. So we're having a good time.
How has been the response so far from the public with the new songs?
Been great. The songs we've been playing have been online for a little while before we did the tour, so everyone had a chance to digest it and kind of get to know the songs. So when you played them live, they're familiar. So the new songs go over great. People get really into them. We're having fun playing them, so it's really good. So we're really excited for the record to come out.
August 9th in the States. We're stoked.
And what can people expect?
It's, we've been saying the most complete, well thought out, best planned Trivium album, meaning, we really focused hard on the music. We spent about a year and a half doing it. And it took us about a year to get all the artwork, all the videos, all the visuals, every single little detail about the album together. So we wanted to make sure from A to B it was just, the most well thought out Trivium album.
Would you say that the formula for success for Trivium has been that you guys are very hands-on with everything you do?
Definitely. I think more and more we've learned that if you want things to be done the way you want, you have to do it yourself. Not that you exclude people, because I think an outside opinion is always welcomed, because if you shut everyone out, you kind of tend to be up your own ass, and then, you believe the hype. You got to have someone to give you their 2 cents, but the way we do things is, we got to make the vision first. We got to know what we're trying to accomplish, so that's just been the goal.
And as far as the production of the record, what do you guys do differently this time?
This is the first time we've actually done a record where we did the whole record with the same person, which really helped with just kind of being able to fulfill the vision of what we wanted the record to be. But for this record, it was we did a lot more. We wrote and demoed the songs for like 8 months before we even went into the studio, and then we were also writing the stuff for like a year before we even started doing that. So a lot of this stuff has been like at least 2 years in the making of just like all the ideas for the record coming together. So it's a long process, but we put a lot of work and just really like fine-tuned everything to make sure there was absolutely nothing on the record that you could look back and be like, oh, I wish we did this differently or anything like that. So we definitely put in the work, and then working with Colin, he was able to really take how we wanted the record to sound and really get it like the actual sounds. And so I feel like the songwriting's like the best we've ever done, and and just like the way the record sounds is it just sounds awesome. Like we're just Colin really just totally nailed it. So we're really happy that we were able to everything we wanted to do with this record was we fulfilled everything. So.
And especially because right now, this year we have a lot of really good records that come out. It seems like everybody's stepping their game too, also because the industry is in a bit of decline, so everybody kind of is taking their time, if they can, to release. And it's not like everybody's shooting out material, but it's kind of like a nice flow of things.
Yeah, it's you definitely, with the way the industry is now, with metal fans typically still buy records pretty frequently, but just music in general, it's like with the way you can download a record or sample of something on iTunes and Amazon where you can hear like a minute clips of songs. If you're putting out a crap record, people are going to know it before they buy it. So it's like if you put out a shit record, they're like, I know it sucks, I'm not buying it. So it's like you have to have a good record, because they're going to analyze it and preview it to know that if they're going to spend like $10 or $12 on a CD, that is definitely something they're going to really like. They might not have expendable money to like just buy random stuff. So it's like you got to really have a quality product that they're going to want to spend their money on. So that's always a key thing. And it's just, and also if you're in a band like that tours a lot, you have, especially if you're a band that does really well worldwide, there's a gap in between records because there's just so much touring demands that our last record came out like September 2008, and this one comes out August 2011. So it's almost been a full 3 years since the new record's come out, and it's we were on tour till March of last year. So it's like we were touring for like over a year and a half for the last record, and then working on the record. So it's like if you tour a lot, then it's going to be a little bit of a wait, to do a record. But I think it's good. You don't want to oversaturate yourself with just pumping music out and people being like, Jesus, give me a break.
As you know, any band, you can put out a record, but it really comes to this live show. And we're here at Mayhem Fest, as you were saying. You played in Montreal yesterday. I think it was 30,000 people.
It was a lot.
And let me ask you one thing. How do you guys prepare for a tour like this? Because it's a lot of work being on the road and playing every night.
It's a lot of doing the homework as a musician. You got to make sure you know all the stuff really well. And then as a group, we just got to rehearse a lot. That's really what it came down to. And we've been having to bounce back and forth between stages. Like we did the first 8 shows in the Jaeger stage, and we came over to the main stage. So instead of kind of getting into a groove and you have one stage, it's like you did 8 shows, and then all of a sudden, square one, you start over, different staging, different everything. So you just have to be prepared for things constantly moving and changing. And the only constant is you have to know the material well, and you just got to go out and have fun, have a good show, and that's what it really comes down to.
The next tour starts mid-September and goes to the end of October. Hopefully it'll be announced very soon. It's another U.S. tour, but right now I can't say who it's with. It's doing a tour with another band, but it's kind of like their tour, so we have to wait for them to announce it. But it's going to be a really cool tour. It's another Roadrunner band that we've never toured with before, but we really have been a huge fan of. Phone's going off. But it's gonna be a really cool tour. I think it's actually coming back up to Connecticut and up in this area, so another chance to catch us, be in a different kind of setting, and probably play a little bit longer than we do today. So that's coming up, and then after that, we're just overseas till Christmas. So it's gonna be a busy rest of the year, and then more touring next year. So we'll be around a lot.
As far as touring, what advice do you have for them in order to because it does get crazy, the bus breaks down, something like during the show happens. So how do you guys keep cool?
You just got to have a really, just be calm about everything. Don't freak out. Perfect example, yesterday, we had almost a train wreck before we went out on stage yesterday. Like the monitor board, like most monitor boards and front of house consoles are all digital now, so everyone can just put their thing in and everything's good, all the presets are the same. But last night, it was an older board that didn't work with it. So our monitor guy, 15 minutes before our set, was having to rebuild all 4 of our mixes on the fly. And things were going really haywire, but we just said, listen, it's going to be rough for the first couple songs, but everything's fine out front. People aren't going to know. Just don't even worry about it. And we expected it wasn't going to be perfect right away, but we had a good time. And that is the mindset you have to have. You cannot freak out because people are paying to see you, and they don't want to see you waving your hands at the monitor guys, screaming, throwing your guitar around, being a baby. You just gotta. It's such an awesome job that letting something stupid like that get in the way is really not worth it.
What's been the craziest story so far?
I don't really know, because what might be crazy to someone else is pretty much normal for us. We don't really get anything too wild. We just we play the show, and then just the band and the crew. We all just hang around and drink and just goof around and be stupid and just laugh and whatever. But we don't go out and flip cars or light shit on fire or anything like that. So as far as the crazy rock star stuff, it seems we're pretty normal. But we just like to drink and hang out and party. We might throw bus parties, find some ladies or something that are coming out to the show and just crank music and just hang out. So or hang out with the other bands and just shoot the shit. So it's pretty low key on the crazy stuff, but it's still a lot of fun. And the average person probably can't consume as much alcohol as most of us do on a regular basis. They'd probably be hurting, but our livers are trained, so it's a good time.
Not only professional musicians, but professional drinkers. And hey, man, what do you think has helped Mayhem Fest to become such a successful event year after year?
I think it's obviously you got to have cool bands that people want to see, which they've always had a very, very cool lineup where they, diversify with different styles of hard rock and metal and not just sticking to the same stuff. And giving some bands, some smaller bands a shot, which is cool. And it's very band friendly, which a lot of people a lot of bands always have great things to say about being on this tour, because unlike maybe like an Ozfest where you had to pay to play and you didn't get treated quite so well if you're a smaller band, they treat everyone great. They compensate everybody, and they just want to make sure everyone on the tour has a good time and has fun. So they just make sure that everything's good and it's well ran. Bands don't get screwed over. So it's just it's a really great vibe on the tour for the bands, and it's also really greatly set up for the fans' experience too, where you get to see a lot of great bands on one bill for a cheap ticket price, and people, I think once people started coming, it was kind of like that's their yearly summer tradition, is to go to Mayhem. So every year just it's a blast. This is our second time on it, and I'm sure if we got the opportunity for a third at some point in our career, we're down for that again. So it's definitely the premier hard rock heavy metal festival in the U.S. to catch.
And how has it been to be with your big brothers from Machine Head on this tour?
Awesome. They're really cool dudes, man. Like I wish we could do all our tours with them, because not only is the music badass, but they're cool dudes, and we kind of share a lot of inside jokes with each other. So it's always fun touring with them.
And as far as all the bands that are on this tour, let's say, when it comes to the younger bands, who has been the band that you can see like in the main stage, let's say 2-3 years from now?
From the second stage?
Yes.
This is a good one. Let's see. Well, I wouldn't consider any of those bands Machine Head In Flames, because they're already technically main stage bands in my opinion. But I'd say, what? I think Suicide Silence could definitely have a shot. I think they're coming into their own, and it's not melodic music, but it's just so heavy, and there is hooks within that heaviness that I think in a couple albums it definitely could be. Really any band could be. It's hard to pick just one. Just judging off of the crowd reaction to their set every day, I could say, if they keep it up, they definitely could come into their own thing that could get them on the main stage someday.
We got the world watching. Why should people pick up your new record on August 9th?
It's the best Trivium songs I think we've done to date. Like I said, full album, start to finish. You're really going to take something away from this. I think we put our all into it, and hopefully you guys think it's as good as we do. So thank you.
I want to wish you the best of luck on tour from here on, because you guys are going to be busy for a while. I know what we said before, it is hard times in the music industry, so nothing but success, and keep doing what you guys are doing, because you guys have always been not only hard working, but you're always putting out like constant cool stuff for people to embrace.
You have to. You got to stay connected with people. Always talk to your fans online, at shows. Don't ignore people. They're the people that put you on the main stage. So that's it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
August 9th.
August 9th.
In Waves, pick it up, man.